Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So as you can tell by the title of this video, I've got a new product in that I'm very excited about, and I know that many of y'all have been wanting for a long time and have been inquiring about with me. So everybody knows my tactical brass recovery bag that I bought probably about 10-15 years ago, and I've used this primarily on an AR-15 at a particular range that I used to go to where we had to police up our brass. And this just simply made the job so much easier. Well, with that, I've been on a wait list for quite some time, and I finally got my product. So let's dive into it. As y'all can see here, it's from TBR. Let's see what's inside. Now we have it flipped upside down. Got it open. Make sure nothing else is in the bag. So the literature we have here is just some instructional information about the bag itself and also about the quick release function. It's very nice, and it's also in color. Nice touch. Now we're going to take a look at the TBR itself. And this is specifically for the MCR. Again, here's my original TBR, and here's my new one. Oh, that's beautiful. That's nice. Feels very robust. Actually feels a little bit heavier, dutier, if I just make up a word, than the original TBR. Does look like it opens up like the original. Or I say the original, my original, if you will. Now this bag is a ripstop type material. It does seem to have the same zipper, a very similar zipper. Yeah, I would go as far as saying that's the same zipper. Now this material here is some sort of a heavy canvas duck type material, and this has been very robust. This is it feels like a lightweight ripstop. I'm hoping that it'll be just as robust. Now this is more polyester, whereas this seems to be more cotton. I am going to be concerned about hot brass and whatnot going into the bag, but we will put that to the test here pretty soon. Aside from the size differences between both TBRs, they both have, yes, they're the same. It's American Defense, the same QD point, which is very nice. See, 6155 is shown here. I'm not seeing if there's a mark here or a number here. But that is a nice touch there that American Defense is collaborating with TBR. But one thing I do like is I like how the locking mechanism is on top, whereas this one is on the bottom. And this is a bit awkward, you know, when it comes time to put on and take off, because you have to reach up underneath it. Yeah, even though I found it awkward, it's still very functional. I guess I really didn't think about it until seeing this, and I'm glad I'm not the only person that was thinking that. This seems to be an excellent, excellent bag. Let's put it on the MCR and see what it looks like. Here I have the new TBR MCR bag mounted onto my MCR. With it, here's the original TBR that I was using. The footprint as far as how far away from the MCR the bag pushes out is about the same as the original. The big difference right offhand, aside from the opening of the MCR bag being so much bigger than the original, is on the MCR bag, I'm mounting the attachment point further up on the pick rail, whereas on the original bag, I was using the first pick knot, or notch, if you will, to install the bag. Now, as y'all saw in the previous segment, the bag is capable of swinging out and it's locked in this position, and I can take it out one more notch to the fully open position. That is awesome. With this original, the Kydex material has a little bit more flex or give than this piece of Kydex here on the MCR TBR. So with that, when this bag is mounted to the firearm, you are able to flex it a little bit to wedge your hand in there to be able to get to the ejection port or whatever's going on that you need your hand in here for. However, that's not ideal, especially for a belt-fed weapon. When it comes to the MCR, I can see this position right here possibly as being the most used position for this weapon system. It still allows you to access the feed tray cover, the feed tray, and get in here to the bolt. And by the way, there's the cam pin and the cam pin slot. Now I can open up all the way for whatever reason that you might need to be able to get to any space or any part of this firearm to be able to do any sort of work that you need done. As far as routine loading and unloading of the weapon system, I can see this being the position that you'd use the most. Place the rounds on the feed tray, close the feed tray cover, and of course, you know, you're able to lock and load at that time. And if for some reason something was to bind up inside the ejection port or where the links come out, you still have plenty of room to access those points to clear any kind of issue that you may have. And when you're ready to shoot, simply close the cover. It's that simple. Oh, that is fantastic. Now it looks like here I can adjust the tension on this to make it a little bit tighter. And since there's some variances between Picatinny rails where there can be, this is adjustable to allow for that fit that the operator is looking for. For the front end of the bag, here's the attachment point. Here's where you unlock it and lock it. There's the swivel joint. Very pronounced. It locks into place wherever you have it. Yeah, I'm liking that. It's going to make for recovering the links very nice. Now let's see if I can hold the weapon using the angled foregrip there to see if I can still get a good purchase on the weapon system while the bag's on there. All right, as you can see, I can still manipulate the firearm using its vertical foregrip. And for some reason, if I had a malfunction or if I need to get to the ejection port area, I can kick open the bag, handle anything I need to handle right here, or for some reason if I need to kick it all the way open, then I can do the same. With that, I just realized I thought that was the furthest most point that it would open, but it looks like it'll actually go all the way out. That's pretty sweet. So you can really access any part of the weapon, you know, the quick barrel change. So that is very, very nice. Good job, TBR. If you're interested in an excellent brass catcher for your firearm, whether if it's a M249 saw, which this MCR bag will work, or an AR-15, AR-10, or whatever kind of platform, reach out to TBR and see if they have a solution for you. If they don't, or like the MCR is out of stock for quite some time, email them and see about getting on a wait list. It might take some time, and it certainly took me quite a while to get this, but they'll come through, and they'll come through exceptionally. So with that, I highly encourage this MCR in the bag. You know, good stuff. But get those weapons out, train, stay safe, carry everywhere that you can, and we'll see y'all in the next video. Take care.